So this is, I guess we could call it a what I eat in a week, but for breakfast. I'm sharing some of my comforting and delicious vegan breakfast meals that I've been enjoying lately. Alright, so first up is a sweet potato breakfast hash. I enjoy making these when I have a bunch of veggies in the fridge, and I'm like, what can I do to get rid of them? And I like to throw them with a vegan scramble, with some sweet potatoes in a bowl, whatever have you. Is that the right saying? Anyway, so for this breakfast hash, I'm using sweet potatoes, some onions, some peppers. Y'all, you will see that onions and peppers are my go-to in a lot of my meals. So please don't judge, just enjoy. So for my sweet potatoes, I'm actually roasting them. I like to season my sweet potatoes with garlic and onion blend or garlic salt or garlic powder. Now I'm just cooking up my veggies. Again, these are, I feel like I use the same vegetables for breakfast all the time, but it's because I've just figured it out and it's so good. And to go with this hash, I don't know, I just had a taste for like some crumbled tofu, and I don't know why, don't judge, but that's what I'm making. So if you've heard of rice paper bacon, there's like which is a vegan bacon. You kind of use like a marinade to give it like a smoky, bacony flavor almost. And what I decided to do was essentially take that same marinade that you would use for the rice paper bacon and add it to my tofu. And I'm going to marinate this tofu and then bake it until the flavors really absorb and it's a bit more firm. So we're going to bake the tofu on 425 degrees for about 10 to 15 minutes. I did go back and add a little bit more oil to the tofu, so if you do decide to give it a try, make sure you do that. But now we're just going to keep the ball rolling with our breakfast hash. Added my vegan just egg, added my sweet potatoes. Can't forget the seasonings. I'm adding my holy grail, which is the garlic and onion herb blend. I shared the original packaging a few videos ago, so make sure you go check that out. Of course, some salt, because we need the flavor to come out some more. And then I'm going to top it with the tofu as well as some salsa. If you're ever looking for a delicious and filling breakfast meal, this is a really good go-to. Next up, I'm showing you how I make my almond milk. Y'all, I wanted to make some pancakes, which I'll show next, but I really wanted some pancakes, but we didn't have any almond milk or plant milk in general. So I had to get a little creative and make my own milk. And really, to make your own almond milk, you just need 4 ingredients. You need almonds, you need water, you need a sweetener. I'm using maple syrup as well as salt. Just a little bit though. So I've completely misplaced my milk bag, and so this is my way of kind of getting around it. I use a strainer. Is it perfect? No, but did it get the job done? Yes. And typically I run it through the strainer 3 times just to make sure I get rid of the remaining pulp. And that, my friends, is how we make homemade almond milk. So next up, these are the pancakes that I was talking about. When I was younger, I used to love cinnamon apple oatmeal. Y'all know the kind that Quaker made, like instant oatmeal, but I loved cinnamon apple oatmeal. So I was like, how can we kind of spruce up breakfast a little bit more? And I decided to bring the cinnamon apple flavor to some pancakes. And we have brown sugar cinnamon apple pancakes. So bomb, y'all. So we're going to start off by caramelizing our apples, and we use brown sugar and cinnamon and coconut oil. And by the way, I do have all of these ingredients and the actual directions on my website. I'll link the recipe in the description box. This might be my favorite part of making pancakes. Probably, well, maybe second favorite part, because eating them is my favorite. But when you flip it over and you see how like the edges are golden and crispy, that's how you know these pancakes are about to be the bomb. And there you have it, brown sugar cinnamon apple pancakes. Yes, back again with some kale, some peppers, tomatoes, and onions. But this time I'm adding plantains into the mix. I don't know what rock I've been sleeping under, but I don't know why I have not been cooking with plantains more often. Honestly, I've only cooked with plantains maybe 2 or 3 times, but after I made them for breakfast, I'm like, girl, make these more often because they're so good. They're so good. And if you have cooked with plantains, you already know this, but if you haven't, you have to make sure you watch these things because they will burn. And I think I actually burned one of them, but they will burn so quickly. So watch out for them. Now for the veggies, I'm actually kind of keeping it a little bit simple here, cooking these with the Better Than Bouillon no chicken base, which is just like a paste, and I add a little bit water, so it's like a brothy mix to it a little bit, I guess. But I also season it with some garlic powder and smoked paprika. But anyway, so I want these to really blister, these being the tomatoes. So I end up covering these, cooking them on high, and adding in some kale as well. See, I was trying to show off a little bit right here. Back at it again with my favorite seasonings, the garlic and onion herb blend, as well as the black salt. Just a quick reminder, the black salt does give dishes an eggy flavor. So if you're cooking with a vegan egg or you're making a plant-based or vegan tuna and you want to have an eggy flavor, really good to add that. My husband, which I call him my husband, he's my husband, his name is Brandon. He's a coffee fanatic. He actually made us cold brew coffee, y'all, and it's so good. See, one thing about me, I'm gonna get a bite of everything at once. I need to taste all of the flavors together. So for this meal, I have onions, I have vegan just egg. I also picked up a vegan plant-based sausage from Walmart. I also have some cheese that I'm gonna add to the grits and peppers. Y'all know I love peppers. So I actually made this meal on a Sunday. Y'all know Sunday breakfast, Sunday brunch, it just hits different. Like you normally want something that's like comforting, that you can just like snuggle up on the couch, binge watch a show, watch church. This was the kind of meal that I was going for. So the plant-based sausage that I bought, it was actually like an apple flavored plant-based sausage, but I wanted it to be smoky. So I ended up adding in some liquid smoke as well as a smoky salt and pepper mix that we had. So if you're like me and you read something in the package says, oh, cook this for 3 to 5 minutes, you actually cook it for like 5 to 10 minutes because I like my food to have a little bit of crisp to it. Anybody else? And this is what they mean when they say eat your colors. Look how beautiful and bright that looks. So I've shared this before, but whenever I cook vegetables, I like them to be tender, not necessarily burnt. So I like to simmer them in a vegetable broth. And I am going for like a smoky Cajun dish. So of course you had to add the Cajun seasoning. And now on to the grits. I like to cook my grits with a broth versus water. I just always feel like you get more flavor that way. Also, for my grits, when I cook them, I typically just follow the package directions, aside from adding broth versus water, and then of course adding in like some salt, pepper, whatever seasonings you'd like to use. We want these grits to be thick with 2 C's. I want these to be cheesy grits, so I'm going to be adding some vegan cheese in mine. And how cute is this little pan that we have? So I'm gonna make like an egg patty, well, vegan egg patty using the just egg. See, I told y'all, I use these seasonings every single time. I should probably do better. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. How delicious does all of this look? I hope you guys enjoyed all of these meals. Let me know if you give them a try. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the post notifications. Until next time.